Mike's not. Put in my mic. Hi, Mike. Okay, we're recording. Everyone can see. Hey, everybody. This is me and George. We just finished our kadoban game. I took him to 4. He took me to 3. He took me to 2. I took him to 3. I took him to 4. He brought me to 3. Here's our first game at 2 stones. So we've been dancing all over the place. When George plays steady, it's hard to beat, but he doesn't have the steadiness down yet. So when we got to 2 stones, in my opinion, he got flustered and tried to do too much, and that was his downfall. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes here. I'm white. Come on in. He plays quite regular. Everything's fine. And I choose a style which means to not defend here. Let's just look at a certain pattern. Let's say he attacks, right? This is the normal attack and quiet move. Actually, let's pull it back one. And I just play here. This is just a pretend board. And now he attacks. Well, there's 2 things involved here. One, area 1 is how big? Well, if I live, he doesn't get these, and he very possibly doesn't get these. If I live, he also most likely doesn't get these. And of course, he doesn't get any of these. So if I die, it's in the neighborhood of this big. And then we have the outside, and we're saying black surrounds this much space. Does that look approximately correct? Everything else is black stones, not black points.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I live, I get, let's say 2 maximum. Let's say 0, and I'm running out. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22-ish. Okay. So I play somewhere, and he says, those 22 points are mine. Well, not quite. There's still some Aji there. So let's say they're mine, and now they're really mine. Okay, so I got 2 moves elsewhere, right? Okay, so he spent a lot of time for those points, but he also got a great deal of thickness for those points. So I would say it's worth it. Yes, I got to play away a number of times, but he got the thickness and the points. So I'm just trying to get a sense of this. Okay. So if he attacks, I'll want to respond. Well, turns out I can get out kind of easily with a forcing move, even without a forcing move. But the forcing move gives me a lot of extra pace. So for instance, let's just go here. That's way out. And if he doesn't, then it's a ko. I don't mind ko here. He already has a bunch of stones. So it just helps me out further. So I've heard a lot about this, and I'm trying to understand it. So I thought, well, here's a good time to see what I got. So I said, okay, I'll play away. And let's see his attack. I want to see how this goes. Seems to me he would want to go in this direction. He likes a black stone over here. Why did you go this way, George?
I mean, my thinking was kind of that either way is probably fine, but I liked the fact that the left was wider. But yeah, it makes sense what you said for sure.
Now, he's saying area 1 is wider than area 2, which I agree. We can also say, I agree with white. It's hard to attack. Therefore, 1. Okay. I'm not sure I'm against that. It would take a stronger player than me to make that decision because it's a pretty deep question.
Also, I guess I can kind of see, well, actually maybe not, but I was going to say that I could see white becoming flat, but perhaps not because the two groups are far enough apart that we wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
Right.
that's probably the case. Okay, so I'm not ready to say it's a mistake yet. Let's look at the regular you get Sente and go do whatever you want to do. I'll eventually want to come up, and then the question, is white finished on the bottom? Nowhere near finished. So you're getting another move in here. So I think this is still fine. If you take your Sente, I can't pick up. I still owe a move. So I think you taking Sente and now I owe 2 moves. I mean, it seems like a good position to me. But when you play this way, I'm ready to say I don't owe anything. Maybe a little bit on the bottom, but I just supported those 2 stones. So I think I went from 2 debts to no debts. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm ready to say black's missed something.
I went that way and took the corner because I started off by playing a territorial type game with taking the bottom right corner and thought
That's
this
certainly
would
true.
be consistent play.
Yeah. Except you kind of left the position in the dust. Yeah.
But I think I caught myself with a kind of incorrect mindset here because let's play this territorial game. I'm going to play a safe game. I'm going to try to keep my group steady and everything. But then I realized later on, I think me saying to myself that I'm going to play a safe game perhaps is a mistake because I'm only saying that because we're playing a handicap game.
Yeah.
So I think, I'll play safe. I'll back down a little bit because I got the advantage. But that's a bad way of thinking, I think, isn't it? Because if we were playing
You've
even,
often
I wouldn't have said
shown this in handicap versus even, and even at like 4 stones, you're like, oh, I'll just play safe, and that allows me to catch up.
Yeah,
and every time you go, no, I'll play it like it's even, and then you crush me. And here you are playing safe. Yeah. So this has come up a lot. Did I interrupt you?
No, I think that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this is me playing safe, me thinking, I'll just take the points. Doesn't matter about the weakness that you had that now you don't have, but of course that matters. Yeah.
So I figure I want this statement to be true, so I just start right now, making sure it's as true as I can make it.
I have a question here. Would it be too slow for me to take the stones straight away and therefore deny you the Sente follow-up?
Oh,
or
yeah.
is it a better way for me to play to let you to play that move after you've played that Sente exchange?
Anything you want. You can still play here if you want. Anywhere you want, it's fine. Other than, I mean, you don't want to play here. I mean, you don't want to play a slow move like this, super slow. Absolutely no need. And you're doing it anyway. Yeah, real slow.
But then
you did that.
But I play it after you, later in the game, you play the Hane and I take. In this variation, I take straight away, meaning that you don't get that Sente follow-up. But there is a stark contrast between those two moves, right?
Yeah. So instead of getting E5, I get C14. Which one's better? C14.
Yeah.
So take the C14. Let me have the E5.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, E5's cut. Okay. Oh, I need to close some doors. Be right back.
Sure.
Oh. Sorry about that. But the cleaners came and the back door was open. So the dog would have gone out. And, okay. You play in here. This is a big question. Should you do this now? I don't know. There's a lot to say about it, right? It doesn't seem too dangerous, but it also doesn't seem too hard for white to just get an advantage here. So I probably would have played what you played.
And again, I'm going for this territorial type idea in mind. I guess taking third corner.
So at this point, can you hear the gardeners in the background?
No,
The
not
blowers?
at all. No,
Yeah,
I think
to
it
me,
does a
they're
good
like
job of suppressing
huge
background
sound.
sound. Yeah, funny.
You can't even hear it. So I'm singing area 1 and I'm singing area 2. So I'm thinking, why not? Okay. Things we don't want to do. Not quite save the shape, because then I just get more and more sente. Okay. So this, pretty nice. I think I might get a little end game later, but I don't think we're too concerned about that right now. So you captured,
Slow.
which allows me to play this sort of thing. The other way, well, it just seems to be less of a move. I mean, even this, bigger, stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think again, this is me playing a safe game.
Yeah.
I.e. losing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want to play something like this. The whole point was to not play something like this. And now it looks, yeah. So my plan, just make you come in and start chasing and get profit. And it looks a little difficult to come in. Not real difficult, but difficult. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, very patient. Is it
So
too patient?
my thinking is that you're clearly kind of starting to play more of a Moyo game, and after this move, I now have a nice follow up to get into the center.
Uh-huh.
Is that a
But
good way to think?
let's do it a little differently. Let's say, boom, let's just waste a move over here. I play, then okay, I fix the cut. Heck, I want to do this again. The point I'm trying to make is when it's time to deal with area 1, which might be now or now, that's when we play this. I'm on the wrong button, just a second. That's when we play this, the preparation to come in. You prepared to come in when I can't take the left.
Yeah.
Just seemed awkward to me. I mean, what about here? It's big for you. Now it seems slow because you don't need any stones here at all. But yeah, this seems awfully, I don't planning on doing anything on the left yet, but I kind of do now. I feel better about my wall now. Maybe if you had played this way, I would feel worse about my wall. But here you're focusing not on the left, but on the top. It made me feel better about my wall. A lot of subtle stuff here. So I'm like, since I feel better, I would not do this if this stone was here.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
I can't do it. Okay. And here you played a lot of strange things. This says, I don't want to cut white. What?
Yeah.
Well, this says, I do want to cut white. White's cut. I can't stop you. So that's a difference. Or, you know what? White has kind of a lot of cuts. I think I'll start in. I'm just putting some stones down here, but looks kind of easy because there's cuts everywhere. So this really made me feel like this is like, why is he playing this way?
Yeah. I was kind of unsure where to play, so I wanted to kind of ask you a question, and that's how I came up with that move.
Yeah, and that does make sense. So my first thought, oh, let's take away his Sente and deal with the left. Then I realized I don't like him coming in, especially that I have a cut here. When I realized, oh, this saves the cut and builds exactly what I want it to build. Based on that, what do you think about coming out?
I very nearly played that move, yeah.
You really, I mean, you're getting closer and closer to this being a great move. So I'm really interested in playing something like this. And all of a sudden, this is starting to look like a small area. And it's still not my area. So something like this seems reasonable. Yeah, I feel like I'm picking up speed here quickly. I don't feel, I'm getting weak on the left, but I don't think my life and death is at risk yet. So I play a big move. And now killing is hard. I think it's at stake, but it's hard. So I'll take a big move, let you do something hard. You've seen that before. Here, I'm like, okay.
So I was hoping you would run, of course, because I was thinking, oh, you have this big moyo, and if you run, then I'm going to run into the moyo and destroy the moyo.
Yeah.
So I was a bit frustrated that you didn't run.
Yeah. Boom, run, out, run. My center, everything's just disappearing. Yeah, and I'm getting nothing. Yeah, no, thank you. I'd rather die, literally, than let that happen.
Yeah.
So here, I take a very big move, very strong, thick, meaningful move. I sure thought about other things. Well, I play this way, then I'm going to have to do it again. You're just getting more. I'm not going to do this. It's not big enough, and you're getting too much, and there's still tons of stuff. So I thought, okay, then I'll do this. Really? What a false statement. I mean, this is so thin over here. So I couldn't think of a move. But this move, ooh, that's a big, powerful move. I can transfer everything over to the right side. It's so thick now. Come down, at which point, if you deal with, I wanted those to be triangles, but I'll let the squares stand. Then you can use the space to your advantage here. So, okay, I'll fix threatening the gap. Okay. And now, if you cut, living on the bottom is easy. So it's the left I'm concerned about. So I can connect, or something very close to life as I bother you. Oh, I like it. Here I almost did my old style, which is threaten, threaten, do my thing. And there's so many things. This gives you all the choices in the world. When I play here, it's starting to give me choices. So this, I think this is a better move than my normal style. And now you've got a tough future. What you're going to do. Okay, what you're going to do. So, of course, if you say Atari, I just settle everything. and we both have a group on the bottom that's not perfect, but they're both reasonable. So that felt like it favored me. I'm getting everything I want on the left, and I'm fine elsewhere. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, and I think me losing those cutting stones is very painful, right?
Yeah. So the other way would be you saving and me taking, which I'm even happier, because now your center group has no counter, no nothing. So I don't see any good way here. You tried something. I need to make sure I clean this up. If I think things are messy, I can try this. And I was close. But I feel alive on the bottom. I have a solid eye, and I think I have two eyes. So why not clean it up this way? Ooh, that made me feel good, like I found a good move here. Yeah, I did a lot of reading here. And here, I read this a dozen times. I kept seeing a snapback. And then I go, but it can't be a snapback. So I read it again, snapback, snap, and I could never find that crisp, like, oh, it's obvious now. Now I know, one way or another. So I kept at it, because if I'm wrong, I'm dead wrong. So I kept saying, and then I can't put a stone at G3, but I saw G3 as the snapback.
Yeah.
I kept seeing myself dying here over and over.
Me too.
It's just funny. I mean, it seems obvious now, but at the time I'm like, I was so confused about a simple situation. We've talked about this before, about reading out. It'll work here. It's the stupidest example, but it really shows. Can white escape? Well, obviously not. Oh, you read out 40 moves accurately? Well, it's something we're all familiar with, right? It's simple. So if you're familiar, reading becomes easy. Here, it was super hard, because it's just, to me, it's a cockeyed situation. And I've told you this story before, but to me, this is an important subject. And it's a fun story, so I'm going to tell it again. There's this idea of what's familiar reading to you. So I walk in, you remember the story? I walk into the San Francisco Go Club, and there's just a half a dozen people there, and they're all watching this 4 and 5 Dan play. Mr. Kim is there, the most respected player in San Francisco. And back then, 6 Dan was it. There were no amateur 7 Dans at that time. Didn't exist. An amateur had never beaten a professional at this time. Never, had never happened. Now it happens every day of the week. It's so funny how things have changed. Anyway, I walk in, and all these strong players are watching this game. And within 10 seconds, I knew that I was the only player in the room that understood what was going on. Now, that sounds incredibly arrogant, except it was the type of reading that was me. Totally quirky, and I knew. So when the game was done, they started reviewing. And when they got to that point, I said, well, black can play here and kill. And Mr. Kim, oh, no. And I say, yes. I kind of raised my voice a little bit. Yes, black plays here. And whatever it was, kills, survives, whatever it was. And he says, no. And I said with a loud voice, quite clear, yes, black plays here and lives or kills, whatever it was. He looks and looks. Oh, yes. Puts his hands up in the air, walks away. Yes. Now he sees it. At which point everyone starts looking. Where is it? But it was the kind of reading that was familiar to me. This, hardest thing in the world for me to read, because it's It's like, I don't quite get it. There are some professionals, there's a certain Go problem that's very simple. 10 Qs get it in moments, but professionals don't at all. They'll miss it because it's the funniest little quirky situation. Anyway, that's me rambling. So I finally, and I'm like, what is he doing then? And turns out, yes, I'm fine. He gets out. I decide I can leave a weakness here. This versus this is a big difference in the center. How about this? Big difference in the center. If I can do this, it's significant. I read it and it's like, yeah, I'm strong here. Okay. You come out, at which point you are ready to start in on my group, and I'm going to be in trouble. So fix. Don't go away. Fix. And I figured, okay, I'm pretty strong there now. And you are now officially ready to kill my A group. I can no longer escape. So it's now or never. Okay, let's do it now. Boom, Sente. Save. Sente. And now you can kill.
I completely misread this.
I mean, you can take the eye. But my guess is you're thinking, I think I can get another eye there. No, I
just completely misread it. I'm a bit out of practice, and it's really showing. I don't know.
Just misread it. Okay. Well, I thought you're saying, or rather, he must, because it's such an easy read, he must be saying, I think get another eye there. So later, when I get thicker, you won't be there. So I'm like, I think he's right. I better live. So I did not read your mind correctly, but I'm very glad I was able to live. Was giving it up. And you're like, no. Anyway, so here we are. You come out, okay. Come out. I have to decide which one's bigger. I think the top is bigger than that little area. Okay. You get some Sente.
This maybe is just really, really bad. I'm not quite sure if it was okay or just terrible. Because usually this shape is very bad for black, right? Letting white push through. But I kind of thought it might be okay in this situation.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. The vast majority of all my teaching over the last 40 years and all my hundreds of YouTube videos are all about process. So let's do the process. We start with house whites. Well, it's black's move, so we should start with black. But the position is all about white. So house white, alive. Okay, so we won't be attacking white. There's two black groups to consider. Is one of them weak? I would say so. That black group. Yeah, it's weak. Okay. How's the A group? Let's test that one out. It can get out easy. It's not surroundable. And you can even do this first and attack. So I don't think it's half as weak as B. So I think the short version we're going to be playing here. Different group playing a big area. I don't see any attack. Yeah. Any move like this simply hurts the other side. So I don't see it in this case. You have a counter?
No, not really. No.
I felt that I was hurting your top group, so I can still hurt the top or hurt the right. And now I don't think that's true anymore. I can only hurt the right. So if I come out and you play here, I come out, you just come out. I didn't do anything. So that's when I come and take the points away. leaves a cut, which I'm happy about. And it also gets the top ready, right? Now the top's getting downright big. So take care of that. Take care of it. Just survive. Yeah, I think good time to start dealing with the center. You're building up a big center here, right? So if I do something like this and man, that center's big and secure looking. So time to come in. And I really want to do something, but I'll just die. So as far as I can go, I think this was a mistake on my part. This could be much better later. There's no reason for me to do that. I only did it so that this would be Sente, but your answer is so easy. It's like, man, I just ruined something. Let me stop where I am and look for something else later. Okay, come into the center. I don't see a lot I can do here. You're pretty secure in the center. So I'm coming close to the surrounding and then hit the vital point. Okay. Little reading. This works. Sorry. Ooh. Maybe you have to play here and let me in. Sad,
I
huh?
think that would be game over.
So you went this way. Okay. Save my cut so that it's not a real cut anymore. I thought that was significant here. Save the cut. Okay, save the cut. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Okay. Yeah. Save the cut. I don't suppose you got that reference. Save the cheerleader, save the world.
No.
Hopefully someone. Okay. Hopefully someone did. Here, interesting for white. There's a lot of little things going on. And basically, Atari, and all of a sudden you're really close to life. So I thought this was the vital point. Don't let you out. Atari. Save the cut. I don't see you doing anything in there. Sure. Snap back. Stop the snapback. That's nasty into your corner. I really just want to finish here. But I thought, no, I feel secure. I can do something aggressive. Save. Without this, I don't like you cutting that. There's stuff here. So this is me getting ready for that. And then taking care of it. Just vital points here. We don't Atari because then I have to take, and I didn't do anything. So got to come down. Game's pretty over, so we're just looking at some cute little vital points along the way. And I'm just trying to do a secure in-game here, not stretch too far. Because if I stretch too far, I think there's still some vague chance. But as long as I just play strong, I should be fine. I think that's it, right? Lots of Aji. I thought I better save for there to be any useful Aji. And that's where you resign. Okay. So just some not quite taking care of things that you totally
Yeah.
know about. You
Yeah,
just didn't have your head on straight.
Sure.
So you having your Don head on, your Don head straight on, however you say that. Back in my strong days, I could beat 7 Dons, 8 Dons, and I got really a number of games within a few points with professionals. What percentage was that? 5%, 10%? Not consistently. So at my height, I could play real well, but not consistently. So you're kind of that place now where it's like you can play real well, but as soon as you change the type of game or change when things change, it's not quite there for you. So that's, in my mind, what's going on with you is getting that consistency down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you're consistent, I don't think I could give you 2 stones. But depends on my consistency. I'm way off now too. Okay, guys. Hopefully that was useful. Me beating up on George. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.